Hi, my name is Melissa Pahl. I'm the Executive Director of the Platteville Area Industrial Development Corporation, PADEC for short. And what PADEC does is threefold. I work to attract businesses and grow jobs here locally in Platteville. I also work to retain jobs, and that means working with companies that are here existing, helping them stay economically healthy so that they grow jobs. And the third portion of my responsibilities are to promote entrepreneurship here in Platteville. PADEC works with a lot of the other economic development groups in Platteville, and I think it's really important for us to work together, and it's also, we need to work together because none of us have real huge staffs. So a good example of the way that I've worked with others is last fall there was a business that was looking in the area. They were also looking in a couple other communities, so we knew we had to compete with some other communities in order to win that company to come to town. So what I was able to do was travel to their location and look at their shops, see how they were laid out, see what their needs were going to be, and really start to develop a relationship with them. From there, I called Ron Brisboy, who's head of Grant County Economic Development, to ask him what sort of state programs that this company may qualify for. I really represent what's going to go on locally, and then Ron can help access what's going to go on at the state level so I can network that way. I also worked a lot with the city to figure out what is this company going to need to do in order to get approvals done so that I can help them with that whole process. And through that, I worked with Joe Carroll in city planning. I also worked with this company's bank quite a bit in order to get the right information and make the process as seamless as possible. With all of that help and pulling all of those people together, we were able to win the project, and that company is under construction right now and bringing 6 jobs to the community, which is really important. Another good example that recently came up is I had a gentleman come in who owns a building that is in the industrial park, but it's a little bit different because it's zoned slightly different than most of the industrial park buildings. The building is going to come up for lease, and this is going to be the perfect example of where all of our economic development partners are going to come together, because I'll be able to talk to Kathy Kopp at the Chamber and Jack Lutke with Main Street and find out if anybody in their group are looking for space, because this is a property that, while it is in the industrial park, it could be considered retail or an office space. So it really starts covering a lot of ground, and I can network within our group and find out what's being done if anyone's shopping for space in order to help this business. So we really cooperate well together. We get together once a month during our meetings, and those meetings are so that we can support each other, and a lot of good has come out of those meetings. The value that PADEC brings to the community, I think we could sit down and figure out an economic value, but I think there's twofold. One of the important things that PADEC brings to the community is talent. We can really flex a lot. For example, last year I was asked by somebody at the high school to mentor a high school girl, and I was able to do that, which provides a lot of value to that guidance counselor and also to the high school. But if we're looking for specific statistics, over the lifetime of PADEC, over 1,000 jobs have been created out here in the industrial park, and that's significant in a town the size of Platteville. We want to grow jobs so that people don't need to move and commute. They can actually work, live, and play in the same community. And when you get a group of people like the board of directors and the director of PADEC for a long period of time really working towards those same goals in conjunction with the other economic development groups here locally that we get to work with, a lot of really powerful things can happen.